Okay, let's see what's wrong with this thing. The window is not going back up all the way. You have to push it back up. It's coming down, but it's not going back up. So I'm thinking what happened was it came off the channel, the glass. So what we're going to do, we're going to have to pull the door panel. Okay. Now, first thing you want to do is pull this little piece off right here. See this? Okay, I already started undoing it. And what I do is I call this the crow's foot. Some people call it a cat's claw. That and a screwdriver, and just pry it off. Okay. Oh, should come right off of there. Okay, I pried it off. I'm not sure if it makes any difference, but I put an arrow pointing towards the front. Probably doesn't make any difference. It'll probably go either way. Okay. What's under here is 2 Phillips screws. Okay. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna pull these 2 screws. One here. There's another one here. Okay. Hold the camera steady. Okay. I'm not using a tripod, so I'm working with one hand on the camera. Anyway, we're going to pull these 2 screws, and then we're going to go to the next step after. Okay, we got those 2 screws pulled. They're pretty long screws. Okay, that's the first thing we're going to do. Then, we're going to pry this piece off right here. You can't pull this piece off until you get this piece off. And under here is where all the wires are connected. And this is just going to pop off. So what we're going to do is we're going to start from the front. Okay. And we're going to work it using a small screwdriver. Like I said before, I usually start from the front. Okay, I'm doing this with one hand, you'll have 2. Okay, let's shut off the camera. I'm going to try from the front first, because it'll normally unsnap easy from the front and then to the back. Okay? Okay, I started from the front using this tool right here, and also my screwdriver. Regular straight slot screwdriver. And I start from the front, and I'll show you why once I get it off. Okay, you take your time and you don't want to break anything. You'll hear it, it'll unsnap in the front first, then you come back here and unsnap the back. Okay, I'm going to show you why. This is the back. The back has these, and they seem to be harder to get loose. Okay, and that's also the bottom. Okay, you just unsnap it. Alright. Now this piece should just pop right off of here. Okay. Okay. Comes right off. Now we're going to take the door panel off, so of course we got to undo these plugs. These plugs are pretty simple. You just, I guess I'm working with one hand. It should be like a little tab on each one, and then they'll just pull loose. You got four plugs, and they're gonna only go back in the place they came out of. But just remember, the multi-wire one here, and you got this one, and they, of course, they're different plugs. I'm unplug those. Okay, I got it unplugged. Alright. And I'll show you the, you see this plug, you can tell that's the multi-plug. Okay. They have little tabs on them, and the idea of that is to keep them from falling off when you're going down the road, I guess. Okay. Now, this back one, you can see there's a little tab right there that you push in and then you pull it out. This one also has a little tab there, you push in and pull it out. Now the green one, that's the same thing, but it's facing towards the front. Okay, see it right here is what I'm talking about? See if I can turn this thing around a little bit. Okay, right there is the tab. See right there? Push that in and pull it out. Now this plug right here, okay, you pull the tab out. You don't push it in. These you push in. This one you pull out. And you can take it with a screwdriver, pull it out, and then unplug it. Okay. Now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to find our little wrench we got. Okay, right here. Okay, this is a torque. This is a T25. Okay. What we're going to do is we're going to go down here under the panel and see there's two torque T25 screws. And we're just going to simply undo them. I'm inside my shop right now working out. I got some other videos. I totally redid the front. Got in a wreck, a little collision. Okay, there's that screw. Okay, and right now I'm painting the front part of it. Okay, I got a whole nother video on how to paint if you're interested. But the front end was in a collision. So I got videos on how to pull the headlights and all that stuff. I'll show you in a minute. But anyway, they're on my channel. Alright, I'm gonna do that one. Okay. Now we have next right here on the corner. Okay. If I can get over here. Alright, right here. You have just a simple Phillips head screw. Like I said, I'm using one hand. Okay. Can't be that hard if I can do it with one hand. Alright, that's a small screw, see? Okay. Now, what we're going to do is, we're just going to lift the door panel up, and it should come right off. Okay? Alright. Oh, I still have a wire connected. Alright, this wire is for the power windows. Okay. It also should have a tab on there. Okay. We're going to find a little tab. We're going to show it to you. But it's hard for me to hold the panel up and film and undo the plug all at one time. So let me do that. Okay, we got it off. This is an Eddie Bauer edition. Okay. And with the Eddie Bauer edition, I guess you have, this is power windows. Power mirrors, I should say. Okay. The little tab on that one's at the bottom. Okay, that's the very bottom. It's right. It's right here. So you push. Anyway, you put that little tab up, and that takes your door panel off. Okay, let's set that aside. I can find a place. Oh, let's knock something over. I didn't mess up my door. Okay. Now the next thing we're gonna do is get this junk out of my way. Anyway, all right. Now this piece is like a rubberized plastic. We're just gonna pull that off. Okay. We're gonna be careful not to damage it. It should just pull. Should have some glue. Yeah, see. It has some glue. See right there? And you want to go easy with it and let the glue stick to this part. And it's going to take 2 hands for me to do that. Okay. Let me show you what we're doing over here in the front real quick. Now we're working on the door panel, but this whole front end was in a collision, and I changed the whole front end. And I got a video, and this has just been painted, and so I got a couple of days. I'm gonna let this dry because I got to tape it to paint the brown part, the top part. This was all this. This was all this color. I changed the whole thing. And you can see I painted. See, this is a new piece I just painted. Okay, then I'm gonna come back, but I don't want to tape. I don't want to tape it off. I'm gonna give it 72 hours before taping. But anyways, more videos on how I redid the whole front end, and I got a video on how to change the headlights and that kind of stuff, and how to paint. But anyway, back to where we were. Okay, we're working on the door panel. Okay. Alright, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish pulling this off like I showed you, and let the sticky part stay. Work it off slow and let the sticky part stay on this. Okay. Okay, what I did, I had to plug everything back in to operate the window. Okay. So what I did, I lowered the window down some. Okay, not a whole bunch, but I lowered it down about 4 inches. And I found the problem. Okay. You can see right there. Okay, the light might be too much. Okay. The windows come unglued from this piece right here. Okay. No longer glued. And it's going to glue in a couple of places. Okay, to the regulator. As far as I can tell, all I'm going to need to do is glue it back. Okay. But I'm going to lower it a little bit more, and I'm going to see what we have. It actually takes a special adhesive, okay, to put on this window. I'm under there looking, it looks like somebody put silicone on it. Okay, it's not what goes on there. Okay, that's why it's failed. So of course I didn't buy this car brand new. So you have to have a special adhesive to glue that back on. And I just happen to have some right here. Okay, it's called channel bonding. Okay, see the number 0808641. Okay, it's made by 3M. And it's a 2-part epoxy. There you go, better view here. Okay, it's a 2-part epoxy, channel bonding. Okay, so we're going to use that. Okay, so like I said, I'm going to lower it down a little further where I can get to the front one, and I'll show you what I find. Could be something else, but So far, that's what it looks like it is. Okay. What has happened is, you can see it came unglued. That was part of it. Okay. But there's a little clip, a little plastic clip that slides along this rail, along this channel. Okay. It broke off. It was in the bottom of the door. Okay, so what's happening, it come unglued, okay, it cocked this piece and broke this, broke that little piece. Now I'm gonna see if I can buy just that piece. And so I got the right glue for it and everything, so I'm gonna go see if I can find this piece. Okay, this is the part that had come unglued. This goes onto the glass. Glass slides in this little channel. And that's the bolt. I unbolted it, and it fell down in the door. Okay, put the bolt back in. Okay, this is the piece that's broken. Okay, it's connected to these. Okay, it goes like this. I'll show you. Goes like this, and this little piece here, this little plastic piece, and the other little plastic piece, it's at the bottom. See how it has a little, that fits right here. Can't do it, but it fits right on. Let me see if I can get it where I need it. Okay, fits like that. Okay. Now the cable, it comes off the cable. There's two cables. You see the cables? And the cables crisscross. Okay? This would go like this. Alright, so the cables cross. Oh, the cables cross. But the cables can easily be removed. Right there. The cables can be removed from this piece, and a new piece like this put on. If I can buy just this piece. Okay. Well, I might have to buy the whole regulator. I don't want to change the whole regulator. I don't have to. I got a board under here, holding the window up, holding the glass up. All right, let's go see if we can find that piece. Okay, we got this part on order. We got the parts on order. Actually, I had to buy the whole regulator. I had to end up buying the whole regulator. That's the motor. I didn't have to get the motor, of course. Motor's easy to change while you're in here. So I'm gonna try to rob this off of the new regulator when it comes in. If not, I'll just change the whole regulator. And it's gonna be in this video. Yeah, I just got my part in for the door. I had to get the whole regulator. I ordered the whole regulator. Okay. The only piece I needed, this piece right here. Well, it might be the one on the other side. Let's see. End up having to get the whole thing. Okay. So I'm debating on whether I should change the whole regulator out or just change that piece. I'm gonna try just changing the piece. What the heck? If I need to come back and change the regulator, I'll do it. This is the little piece right here. It came unglued. Came unglued from the glass, I believe. And then it broke these tabs off right here. Now it's connected to the cable, as you can see. Okay, and there's some tension on the cable. I'm thinking I can just pull those two pieces out there and replace just this piece. If it's the same piece. Now there's a little tension on the cable that I got to deal with. Okay, I'm going to take a look at the other piece and see if it might not be the same piece. Okay, after looking this thing over, this is the new regulator. Okay. The only piece I think I need, is this piece right here. This plastic piece. This broke off. Okay. It's either that one or this one. I think it's this one. Okay, it's connected by cables, and the cables have tension on them. So, if I try to take this off, and then get inside the door and try to put this into the door, I might just mess everything up. So, it'll take a little more time. It's gonna be well worth it. I'm gonna change the whole regulator. Okay. This came with a couple of anchor bolts, whatever you call them. So we're gonna pull the other regulator out. We're gonna put them side by side, and we're going to. I'm gonna have to, of course, pull the speaker now and the motor. Okay. I just opened it up enough to get to see if I can find out what the problem was. Okay. So let's go in the door and start taking more stuff off. Okay, let me add something. We changed the whole front end on this car, and including painting it. I'll put the links. I still have the only thing I got left is putting the headlights in. But I painted this and this. It was totally wrecked. And that's some more links. I'll put down below. Okay, what I need to do now, I need to finish pulling this off. I need to pull the speaker. Okay, the motor will come off with the assembly. I'll need to unplug it. Okay, and I got bolts here. Here. I'll need to disconnect this. This goes to part of the regulator. There's bolts here. Let's see. What I'm going to have to do is, once I get the regulator pulled, I want to get to the glass, and I'm going to glue this back onto the glass. Remember, this is what caused it to fail. Okay. The glass broke out, didn't break, but it came out of this, it's got silicone or something in there. And I have the special glue. I'm going to glue that back. Once I get the regulator out where I can work, I can get in there. And I'll clean up the glass. In fact, you could probably see it. This is where it was connected. That's where it was connected to the, where we at? That's where it was glued to the glass. So I need to adhere it back here to this glass. Okay. I got a little board holding the glass up right now. Okay. So let's go ahead and pull this in the speaker. The speaker. Okay, it look like a little bit small. Okay. I'll go ahead and pull that, and I'll show you what I did. So note something. These wires come through right here, just through your coating or your cover. Okay. I'm going to have to disconnect them. they come to there. Okay. Okay, to pull the speakers, this is a T25. And we're just gonna, there's 4 of them. We're just gonna undo the 4 of them and back her on out. Okay, the speaker just had this little plug. It plugged in here. Okay, on this particular model, that's what it is. You might have a different setup. It's just a little plug. And we push the tab. Just push the tab and just unplug. Okay. We need to pull the speaker so we can get to this bolt right here. I think it's a bolt. Okay. Now we're going to undo the bolts that hold the whole thing in there. We're going to disconnect this cable first, right here. We'll disconnect this next. Okay. Now we're just going to back this piece off. And the cable's going to come, to pull the cable loose right here. This is actually a 3/8 socket. It's, I think it's 10 millimeter, but 3/8 will work. As long as something that, as long as it's not real tight, you're good. Okay. That's one of the bolts that holds it. Hold that on there. Okay. Well, I think I'm going to move this bolt next. And I need to get my tripod. It's hard to do this in without a tripod. Okay, let's see how far we got to go, and then I'll come back and I'll show you. Okay, this is the bolt that holds the glass and towards the car. Okay. Remember, the other one's the one that broke, one on this side. So we're going to disconnect that. And that should allow me to get the glass out of the way. Pick the glass up out of the way. If it doesn't, you can't get to the bolt. It's kind of going out of focus for some reason. If you can't get to that bolt, you might have to lower your glass. That's why I got this back on there so I can operate the window. Okay, let's go ahead and remove that. Okay, we undid, took off 5 of these bolts. They're all the same size. They hold the channel on. Okay, and then 2 more, which are a little longer, and these have like a Phillips. It's a wrench, but also a Phillips head. Okay, and those with the wrench with the Phillips head, they go here and here, and it's on the oblong hole. Okay, the other ones go here, here. That's 2. That's 3. If you notice there's red around there, I put red around it. 4. Okay. And let's see, did I get this one? 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then 6, which is different, with the Phillips head. And 7. Just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. Now, what we're going to do now, it's the whole assembly's loose. Okay. Now what we got left is the wires. Okay. and this cable right here. That's the only thing holding it in there. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to have to unplug the wires. Now there's a wire attached to the motor. Okay. What we're going to do is right here, see the wires are attached. I'll take this little tool and work the wire off out of the little hole. See, it's in that hole right there. Okay, then that wire comes around here, goes in the hole. And another reason I'm shooting this video, so when I put it back together, I can go back and look at it. Okay, that comes right out of there. Okay, and where are we attached? Feel like it's attached. Oh yeah, right here behind this plug. Okay, if you can see it. There's another one right there. Just pop them out using your little tool. Oh, there's one right here. Pop it out. Okay. Now this went through here. This is for the speaker wire. This little cable goes through here. Okay. I got all that loose. Pull it out of the way. Okay, it looks like all I have to do now. Yeah, all I have to do now. I'm going to work it out. You disconnect this cable right here. And I think that's everything that's holding it. And then once we get it over there, then we'll... Oh, I might have to disconnect the motor. Let's see. Yeah, I'm going to have to disconnect this. Disconnect this plug from the motor. And this right here. Okay. Anything else, I'll show you. Okay. I'm prying the cable out. Okay. You gotta do is push the handle all the way open position, and then you can get the cable. Okay. I got 2 screwdrivers. I don't have a helper, so I got 2 screwdrivers under the glass, holding the glass up. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is take the 2 arms on each side and push them in. Okay. One was here, one was there. Push them in. Then I can work it right out. Okay, as you push them in, just like I said, push them in. The side with the speaker is the one you want to come up first. I'm going to pull this part out first. Push these 2 in, like I said. And you turn it up and you pull this out. Okay, here they are side by side. This is the old one. See, I still have the motor on it. Okay, I'm going to have to pull the motor. The handle. Now, these right here, this is from the old one. They have a pack of it, with a couple of these. That came with it. Okay, everything looks the same. Okay. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to do that. But meanwhile, before we do that, we're going to go back. It's getting late in the evening. So what I want to do is I'm just going to push this under the front of the truck. The car. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the glass and glue those pieces back on the glass. That way they can glue overnight. So I'm just going to take this and push it under the car. Okay. Like I said before, I redid this entire front end. And new grill, new paint, new bumper guard, new bumper, new bumper covers, everything new. New headlights, new fog lights, new grill, like I said, new everything. I got to put the Ford emblem on. And anyway, I got videos and showing. I painted this all myself. And if the link below is going to show you how I painted this and this. Okay, it's painters for beginners. How to paint for beginners. And if I can do it, you can do it. But I changed this whole front end. Okay, that's going to be in another video. Okay, back to the window regulator. Okay, what I did, I had 2 screwdrivers holding the glass up. I put some tape like a safety precaution, but the tape didn't hold anything. Don't rely on tape. So I took the 2 screwdrivers out. And I have this board to hold the glass up. And you can see somebody silicone those in. Okay. And this is the side that came off and caused our malfunction. I'm guessing. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this piece off. Hopefully I can get it off there. Big old gob of silicone. And this, I'm gonna clean up the glass real good. Okay. And I have the other one, the other piece right there. Okay, so then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do this before, let it dry overnight. And then like I showed before, this is some special stuff. The channel adhesive bonding, channel bonding. Okay, it's a 2-part epoxy. I'm gonna use that to attach it to here to the glass. Then I'm gonna let it dry overnight, and then we're gonna come back tomorrow and we're gonna finish up the job. Okay, the problem I'm running into, it's silicone on there. And you can see it's not straight. Look at the difference between here and here. Now I sprayed some stuff that's eating up, it's actually eating up the silicone. Goo Gone. Okay. This side, it fell off. Came off. Now I put 2 marks to where it was, but I'm gonna see if I can find the specks on this glass to see exactly where they go. Whoever put that on, they put it on crooked, and they siliconed it. So this is eating up the silicone, but I gotta find exactly where this piece goes. So I'm gonna take some measurements before I pull it off. Measurement from the end is what I'm gonna do. Measure from both ends. Okay, so that's what we're doing right now. We're being very careful. We sure don't want to break the glass. Okay. You gotta tear this door apart to get that glass out of there. I reckon. But anyway, that's what we're trying to do. I'm trying to find out what the specs are. Exactly where does it go in the glass? Okay. That's where we at. Okay, I'm in the back of the SUV. What I did, I took the glass out. Okay, to take the glass out, all you got to do, this is the front part of the glass. Okay, this is the inside. All you do is you just got to turn it. Turn it so this is facing down. So this part is facing down, and it just comes out. It comes out on the outside of the door. It's come right out. So we got the glass out. So what we're doing, okay, I had put some marks, see right here, where the other one should go, where this one should go. Okay, this one should go right here. Okay, I took a measurement. Okay, I took a measurement on this one. Okay, from here, now see it's cocked on there, it's not on there right, but from here to here, it's an inch and a 1/16. Okay, and I've been slowly working on this thing with the glue gun and paper towels, and this is starting to loosen up. I'm being very careful not to break the glass. I went online to try to find the specs exactly where these go, and I haven't found anything. People say take spray paint and paint when you get ready to pull the oven off, when you get ready to re-glue it. How do you know where you're at if they just come out? So somewhere there's going to be a spec on the measurements. Now I'm getting, like I said, 1/16. It's from here to here. And this one is where the other one was. Because I can see from this, from the old stuff that was on the window. So that's where we are. Trying to get this thing cleaned up and get it glued. Like I said, I have the channel adhesive. It's very, very expensive stuff. This is old. I've had it for quite a while. Hopefully it still works. But this is very, very expensive. This is the best thing you can use on. I saw people putting Velcro and different things like that. Nah. Silicone don't work. Somebody had silicone it. As you can see, it cocks. They probably didn't pull the window out like I got it out. Where they could work on it. Once I get this out, if I can't get any specs, because once you put this on, forget about it. It's on there. And if it's wrong, I'll end up having to probably change the glass and get a glass with that on there. I don't know if they come with this on it. So anyway, so I'm trying to get the specs. I definitely want to get the specs. If not, push comes to shove, I'm just going to put it what I think it is. The red marks and 1 1/16 of it in from here to here. Okay, that's where we are. Working on the old car. Okay, they're clean, ready to go, sanded down. Sanded the glass also. Just got to double check on the specs. See exactly how far they are from the end. And then we're going to glue them. But I'm not going to glue them until I'm sure. Okay, I cleaned the channels real good, the inside of them. I was surprised at how much stuff they had in there. Inside the channel, I used sandpaper, Goo Gone to help get the silicone out of there, and rubbing alcohol. Now, it took quite a bit. There was a lot more in there than I thought there was. But anyway, so I sanded it. Okay. I also sanded the glass on both sides. I scuffed up the glass on both sides. Now, where they are right now, they're not glued in, but they're where I think they should go. Okay. Well, I'm not 100% sure, and I don't know how forgiving it is. I mean, if I'm a 1/4 inch off here with a glass bond, you see what I'm saying? So what I did, my idea was to put the regulator back in, put the glass back in, okay? Put these back on, but don't glue them. Okay, and work the regulator. Work the window all the way up and down a couple of times. Of course, when it comes down, I'll pull down on the glass to help it go down. And now I saw where these things can cock on you. Okay, so we want to make sure they're not cocking, and the glass is working good. And then I'm going to, once it's in the door, I'm going to mix up some of this stuff. Okay, channel bonding. This stuff is very expensive. But what I did, I mixed up a little bit of it, just to see. And I put it on my mixing board, mixed it up with my knife. And it says 5 minutes. You got about a 5-minute working time to get it in place. And 1 hour it starts to set. And 24 hours is totally set. Okay, so anyway, I mixed up some, and they're correct as far as the 5 minutes. You got about 5 minutes, and then it starts getting, it's still tacky, but it starts getting where you can't really work it like you want to. So you got 5 minutes, which is plenty of time, really. Okay, so that's what I plan on doing. I'm going to put the regulator back in, okay, and then we're going to, like I said before, put these on the channel, okay, and of course put the glass back in, attach it to the channel, and we're going to work it up and down a few times, and then see if these cock. Now, the worst case scenario, if I can't get it to work for some reason, or it's glued in the wrong place, okay, you can buy the glass with the channels already on it. Now, you have some with the single channels, and I've noticed they had some glass with one single channel that runs the whole length, okay, that attaches to the glass and runs it. The same thing like a channel. It's got this on it and this, but it's all one piece. It runs the whole length. The metal runs the whole area. That would be great if I could find one of those. Now you can buy them with the glass, delivered to my door, $80 with the glass. So if push comes to shove, and if this doesn't work, we're going to get a glass. Have it delivered here. We have a little time. I really don't want to have to wait on it coming in, and plus pay for $80. The front end, the paint is setting up. Okay, that's why I'm working on this regulator. I painted the front end of this car, and I like to go at least 72 hours on the paint. So we're letting the paint set up before I finish up putting the front end together. The front end was totally apart. So the only thing I have left on the front end is putting the headlights on. Everything else is on there, and I was going to wait a little bit longer before messing with the paint. Let the paint dry a little more, and then we'll be finished the front end. But anyway, that's where we're on the glass. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to get the regulator. I'm going to take the parts off the old regulator, the motor and the handle, and whatever parts I need, switch them over, and we're going to install the regulator and do like I said, put the glass in and see if we can glue it after it's in. All right, now this is the best stuff to get. If you're going to get, it's the best stuff. Now the glass shop makes a bonding thing that they use, okay. This actually takes a special gun, but you can push it by hand, get enough of it out. And it's not going to take a lot. That was just a small amount that I put, and that's enough. It's going to take more than that. So I'll mix up a bunch, or some. I got 5 minutes to put it in. Okay, where we are. Okay, we're changing the motor, swapping the motor over. It's 3 bolts, T27. T27 is what you need. Okay, that's the old one. Notice the cable. The cable is all wrapped around in the motor. So it's a good thing I'm changing this whole thing. If I'd have tried just to change that piece, I'd have had a nightmare. Okay. And here's the new one. And as you can see, the cable looks good. Okay, so evidently the problem with this one was the cable. Cable got messed up and That was part of the problem. But anyway, what we're going to do now, I'm going to put our new motor in. Okay, tighten her down. Okay, to remove the handle, this is the old one. And you see I got the new handle in. It's very simple, very, very simple. I tried pushing the pin out, I thought the pin would come out. See this right here? All you do is take your screwdriver and bend this piece. See right there? See how I'm bending it? You bend it and it pulls it off of the pin, and you just lift it up. Now as far as the spring goes, you don't have to do anything with the spring. Then you just take it, after you pry that piece up, and just, like I said, just comes right out. Then, you come over here, and put it on your new one, and you just pry it up till the pin can get in there, and then we just stick it in. You don't have to do anything with the spring. Good to go. Okay, I also found there was a little plug, a rubber plug at the bottom of the speaker. Right, this was in the old one. I put it in this one. I'm still looking it over, see if there's anything else. If there's anything else, I'll report it. But it looks like we got everything. Looks like it's just about ready to go. Okay. It's gonna go back. It's gonna go back in the same way it came out. This is gonna go in last. We're gonna have this facing up, somewhat, not straight up, but up at like a 45-degree angle. The speaker in. And we're gonna put this in. Okay. We're gonna go work it in there. Shouldn't be hard. Okay. Let me look it over real good and see if there's anything else that needs to cross over before I start putting it in there. Okay, here's a label that came with the new regulator. This product may look different, which it does, from your old unit, but all mounting points are the same for hassle-free installation and will not affect its performance. Now see what I've noticed, right next to the handle here, watch, you have this little tab, this is the new one of course, and you have this, and you have this little hook thing right here. This one doesn't have anything like that. Okay, the handle mounts here, it has a hole here. This one has a little tab here. There's also a mounting place here. This one doesn't have it. Okay. It's not exactly the same. You see, this one has this kind of mounting thing. This is probably made for several different models. And if this one doesn't have it, it would be right here. See, it has this. Then it has this. There's nothing here. This is the old one. You have this, and this, and you have this piece. So like I say, it it looks, it definitely looks different. Not exactly the same like they said. Well, that's what they're telling you. So, all right, we're ready to start putting it in. Okay, we moved the wires out of the way, put them up here, and we moved the wires to the front. And we took the cable that opens and closes the door. We put that up here also, out of the way. That gives us a little room here, so we're going to go ahead and work her in. Okay, we're getting the regulator back in. And what I did, which I found is helpful, see around this bolt hole right here? You can tell. See the red? Okay. The mounting bolts are marked in red. Okay. Like here. You can tell, right there, there. Anyway, I mounted over, so, I marked it in red, so that when I went back, see right there? When I went back, I could find exactly where they went, because there's so many holes in this door. Just want to make sure it had the right holes. But anyway, we got it in. And what we had to do to get it in there, remember when we took it out, the speaker came up, okay? The speaker came out first. So we pulled it out this way, all right? The place where the speaker goes. All right, we pushed these pieces in, the two arms in, we pushed them in, and then we pulled it out. So when I put it back, I just did the opposite. I turned it up on the edge like this, like about a 45-degree angle, and worked it in, and just worked it, played with it, worked with it. You definitely want these wires out of your way, just like I have them here. You definitely want to put your wires totally out of your way, so you can work with it. So anyway, that's where we are. We're getting it back together, and everything looks good. It's falling right in place. Okay, we pulled the handle back off to put the cable on. Now remember how we put it on? You just pry this little plastic piece up. It gives you enough room to slide the pin in. Okay, so we just took it out, and then the cable just simply goes in just like this. You can see the way the cable's bent. That's the way it was. Okay, now we just simply put it back. We're going to pull the cable back. We're going to snap it back in place and put the cable back in. Okay, it's pretty simple. Okay, we got the cable in, as you can see, and I'm holding it with this hand. And I got the bottom pin in that slot. So all I need to do is push the top pin in. I might have to, yeah, see it's not going in. I might have to just take it and pry that little piece. I'll pry this right here with a screwdriver. I can't do it with one hand. And it'll slide right in. Okay, we got the handle in. Now when you put it in, make sure the spring right here, this spring is facing towards the back. And then this just snaps right in, this plastic piece. Okay. Now there's a little grommet, a rubber grommet down here. If you can see it. Okay, right there. There you go, right there, the end of the screwdriver. That slides into the hole, a little hole right there. I use the old trick, put a little spit on it, and slide it in the hole. And then we got one more bolt. This bolt right here is going to go here. This is not used, like I showed before in the other video. That's for a different type of door, different type of car, I should say. Okay, so we're going to slide that grommet in, and we're going to tighten this bolt up. Okay, we put the bolt in. Like I said, this is not used for anything. You could pop that out and put that in your 20-year drawer. Okay, everybody's got a 20-year drawer. Okay, so it's working. I just need to tighten this up. Now, the other bolts, okay, remember we had one here. They're not tight, I just put them in there. 1, 2, of course, this one would be 3. And you come down here, you got 4, 5. Oh, this, I gotta put this one in 6, 7, and 8 with this one. Okay. So what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna tighten everything up. Tighten all those bolts up. This bolt right here is actually in the rail for the glass. I took it out because it makes it easier to pull everything out. Okay. Just got to put this bolt in, and then I'm going to tighten them all up. Okay, this is a rubber grommet. Okay. I pulled it out from right here with the speakers that I had put it in when I was putting it all together. Now if you can see, I got this brace right here loose, and you can see, and hopefully you can see, there's a hole that you got to line up that goes into this bracket. Okay. So I'm going to line it up. I'm going to put a little spit on the rubber and pop the rubber back in there, the little rubber grommets. Okay. If you don't do that, it's not going to be in there. That's one thing you have to do. Okay. Okay, to get the rubber plug to fit in the grommet here, what we had to do, I had to tighten up this bolt, had to line it up till the holes are lined up. Tighten up this bolt, that's the top of the rail, and the one by the handle. Okay, that's once I got it lined. All right, and it still wouldn't fit. So what I ended up doing was taking my drill with a ream. Now I have a handheld ream, but I can't find it, of course. Took this drill with a ream and just reamed it a little bit, just enough to get it started. Okay. So, and we put this clamp right here to hold it together. All right. That's what we had to do to get the rubber grommet in. Anyway, we got the rubber grommet in. Okay, so that's what we had to do to get the rubber grommet in. So, you might try putting it in before you put the regulator in the door. Just a thought. Just a thought. So I reamed it just a little bit, just enough to get it started. Okay. Now what we're going to do, the rest of the bolts, we're going to tighten them up. I'm just going to snug them up. Well, these are tight. You already got two of them tight. Okay. I might have to loosen up the ones I tightened up. But right here, okay, I don't know if you can tell, okay, right here, you can see where the old bolt was. So I'm gonna do is I'm gonna loosen it up, line it up to where the old bolt was. Where the old bolt was there, and this one here also. You can see how it made a mark on the door. So we're gonna line that up, and then we're gonna tighten all the bolts up. And remember, we got 8 bolts we took out of here. Okay, and so we're putting the 8 bolts back in. We're gonna line that up, line those 2 up, and then we're gonna tighten up the bolts. So that's where we're at now. Okay, we got all the bolts tight. Okay, so what we did, we lowered the glass down, or the track I should say, till it is where I can bolt the glass on. That one there, and the other one is right there. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to install the we're going to put the glass in. Okay, and line it up to these. And we got 2 bolts left. These are all the same size bolts as the rest of these. We're gonna line it up and we're gonna go from there, because we still have to glue it, remember? Okay, I wasn't able to do like I wanted. I was gonna put the glass in and then attach the pieces in there. I tried to do that, and there's no way I could have mixed this stuff up and put it inside the door. So what I did, I think that's where they go, and I put a generous amount of this stuff right here. Okay, it's kind of supposed to adhere to glass but remain flexible. So you don't want to use JB Weld. Okay, it looks like JB Weld, but it's not. And I did this one too, right where I thought it was. Okay, I measured this one, but the other one I couldn't measure. They pushed up, they're on there. Now I'm going to wait 24 hours. Okay, and we're going to install the glass. And if push comes to shove, if something should happen that this, if I'm wrong, if it's not in the right place, I'll have to order another glass. Like I said, it's about $80, I guess, for the glass. That's shipped to my door. About 80 bucks. Okay, and of course the new glass comes with these little clips. These little clips. Now, the one I was looking at, one of the glass I was looking at, instead of having two clips like that, it has a rail. Like I said before, I said that before, but it has a rail that runs the whole length. Okay, and it comes with the glass, so it really doesn't make that much difference. So this is what we use. Okay, this stuff remains flexible. 08641. It's by 3M. It's expensive. Probably pay 40-50 bucks for it or more. I'm not sure. And like I said, it's gonna remain flexible. We're gonna find out if it's gonna work. I'm gonna find out how close I am. That is the only way I could really actually do it. So the other way I couldn't have worked in that door and mixed all that stuff up and put that in there. It'd have been a mess. And then you have 5 minutes. So instead of going through all that hassle, I'm gonna do this. If this doesn't work, we'll get another glass. No problem. Okay, that's where we are. Changing our door regulator. Okay, I measured the distance between this hole and this hole here. Okay. Just notice that hole's slotted a little bit, so you have a little play right there. You have a little giveaway. Okay, this hole is not slotted. But anyway, I measured the distance between them, and it's 20 inches. Roughly, real close to 20 inches. Looked like 20 inches. Okay, so go look at the glass. Okay, here I measured the distance between the center of this bolt and the center of this bolt, and it's 20 inches. Okay, so we're going to be there, hopefully. That's what we're hoping for. It measures good. It measures like it's going to work. And I put a lot of that stuff on there. Now the stuff does not get hard. It doesn't get hard like Esco Weld or JB Weld. It doesn't get hard like that. It remains flexible, but it sticks to glass. Well, silicone remains flexible. Silicone doesn't stick good to glass. That's the problem with silicone. So we're going to wait 24 hours, and we're going to install the glass. Hope for the best. Okay, it's been over 24 hours since we glued these on. Okay, we're going to put the window in. Alright. This part is going to go down. The curve goes this way. This is the inside of the window. This part is going to go down into the slot. So we're going to turn it up on the edge. Okay, we take the glass, like I said, that part goes down. Okay, but we go on the outside. With my hand. Okay, we go on the outside of the door. Okay, and once we get it going, once we get it started, it's hard to see the glass. Once we get it started, then we're going to turn it. After it gets started down in there, then we're going to turn it. Okay, we're slowly working it in and turning it. Okay, you can see the glass is all the way up here. It's on the back side of the window. It's on the other side of the window, or the door, I should say. And see, this is the edge. It bolts straight down. Okay. Okay, now as you're working it down, okay, this side, see where the track is? You want to get the glass in the track as you're working it down. You don't want to be on this side of the track. Okay. See, there's the top of the glass. It's going right in. It would fall all the way down. I kind of got it jammed to the side a little bit. Okay, we just play with it. You don't want to get the glass in a bond. If you're in a bond, pull it back out and start over. Okay. Now it's lowered down, and you see there's the bolt right there, and there's the other bolt right there. So they're lining up. I don't know if you can see. This flashlight's probably messing stuff up. Okay, they're in place. Okay, now I just got to put the bolts in. Okay, we tighten that up. Like I said, that's 10 millimeter. And where's the other one? I already tightened the other one up. Okay, we tighten them up, so let's see. Let's see how she was going to work. Alright, that's all the way up. I'm stopping it like that, all the way down. Okay. Alright, now what I did, it's working great. Okay, what I did, I sprayed a little lithium grease, white lithium grease. It's what they recommend that you spray in there. Okay. Just take some white lithium grease. And I got a can around here somewhere. There it is. Let's shake it up good. It's got like a little nozzle. And I sprayed it down in the track. Okay. Down in the track. I can see it. Let me get my flashlight. Yeah, as it, I already sprayed some down there, but you can see way down in that track. So I'm gonna spray some more down in there. Work it a few more times. Okay, we did put some white lithium grease on the tracks. Try to get some on the back side of the track, on both sides. They recommend white lithium grease for those tracks. We were lucky this lined up. We were lucky that these bolts fell right in. But remember, I measured 20 inches before I glued. So everything works. So now we're gonna do, we're gonna put it back together. I'm gonna put this piece on, and then we're gonna put it all back together. Now these little clips for the harness, wiring harnesses, have to be clipped back into here. I'm gonna clip these wiring harnesses back in. Okay, then we're gonna pull this piece back and pull it on. Let's say when you're putting your lithium grease on this track right here, try to get a little bit, put some on your finger and put it on the back side of the track on both sides. Okay. Now it's simply just, of course, you just plug your motor back in, and then these clips, like I said before, they just clip where they came out of. Okay. So now what we're going to do is we're going to put our piece back on, put our speaker in. Okay. It's 4T25 bolts hold it in. Okay. So, of course, we unplugged everything. All right. This is the speaker. This is for the speaker. And this is all for the controls there. Okay. Let's take this and we're going to put this back in place. Okay, we're putting this piece back on. Now the wires come, you got wires that come through here and through here, as you can see. Okay. This is the long wire that goes to, this goes to the power windows. No, power mirrors. And that's going to be up here somewhere. Okay, I don't think that comes out here. Okay. Then we're going to plug all these rest of these wires back in. Alright. That's where we are. Okay, now the placement of the speaker wire. See the speaker wire in there? It comes off this harness right here, where my thumb is. It goes behind this piece here, so that you can plug it into the speaker that we're fixing to put in here. Okay. The other wires, I'm going to close this up. Okay, they come out of here. This wire is for the power mirrors. Okay, and it has a clip that it clips right there. Okay. These other ones go just like this. Okay. And what we got to do is push this thing back in. If it'll even stick. Okay, it's sticking. Some. All right, we're going to put our speaker in. Okay. Now the speaker is held in with 4 T25 screws. Okay. And it's gonna help hold this piece on also. Okay, we got 4 T25 screws for the speaker, and of course we plug the speaker in. The wire I just showed you. Okay, I'm just double checking, making sure everything's tight. Okay, so that's what you should look like. Okay, this wire, if you have the Eddie Bauer edition with the power mirrors, that wire goes there. This wire comes out here. These wires go here. Okay. Now we're ready. We're ready to put the door panel back on. Okay, this is the inside of our door panel. And you can see it's a bunch of little hooks. Okay. So it goes from the top down, just like we took it out. Pulled it up and then we took it out. Now remember, we have to plug in the little power window, mirror, I keep saying window, power mirror thing is right there. We have to plug that in before we put the panel on. Okay, and that is right here. So we're going to plug that in, and then we're going to, these little places right here, the little holes, that's where it goes in. So you make sure they're not obstructed. Okay. Just for fun, let's see how many we got. Okay. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Looks like 8. So we got 3 in a row right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so ready to go on. Okay, it's starting to rain out there. Alright, like I said, we're going to plug this in first, then we're just going to put it on those little places, this little tabs, and push it down. It's raining and I'm in a tin building. Okay. Like I said before, we're going to plug in this little plug. Now it only goes one way. Okay. I'm going to find the camera. It's only going to go in there one way. Okay. This little part that goes down, and see this little piece right here? That little piece right there, that goes up. That's the only way it can go. Okay. Watch. It's very hard for me to do this and hold up the panel. Take my word for it. Okay, they just snapped right in. Remember, you got 4 plugs. They snap right in place. Alright. And you just push it down. Of course, we do this with one hand. It'll just snap right back in. Trust me. Okay, just easily snapped in place. Alright. Now, I'll show you about the long screw. There they're all right here. Let me see if I can get my hand on. Okay. Remember I drew an arrow on this thing? To show which way it was facing? Which I don't think I needed to do that. So we have 2 long screws. The 2 long screws are going to go right under here. We're going to go right there. And we're going to go there. And one of them is going to go there. Okay, we're going to tighten those up. And then we're going to snap this little plate right here back in place. Hopefully you can hear me with all this rain. So we're just going to tighten these up. And they found the screw hole right away. Alright. And then we had our little panel, which probably doesn't make any difference which way it goes, because everything looks the same. There you go. Snaps right back in place. Alright, now we have the 2 screws. Okay. And go in the very, very bottom. Okay. I got the T25. And these are just going to go up in here and here. Okay, I got them started. I can find the head of it. Oh. Not out of focus, I think, maybe. Gonna tighten that down. And tighten this. Where are we at? Tighten this one down. All right. Then we have one more screw. It's a Phillips head. Okay, remember where it went? It went right here. Nope. I don't think it's going out of focus. Right there. Let's put that in. Okay, so we got the bottom screws in. We got this side screw in. Okay. Now, only thing left is this piece right here. Just need to work this on the handle, and then we're going to test it. Make sure everything works. Okay, all the door panels back together. Everything's working. Glass is working great. Going up and down good. Door panels back on. Yeah, for a while there I thought I was going to have to go with another glass if you watch the video, because I had to glue those 2 pieces on. But if anybody should run into that and happens to see this video, they're 20 inches apart, but you have to know at least one of them, the location of one of the little clamps that go on the glass. Once you have that, then you can go over 20 inches. From center hole to center hole, it would be 20 inches. We got lucky. Now there's a little bit of leeway. You might have an 1/8 of an inch. You might have an 1/8 of an inch. That you can play with. That's not much. All right. How we do it here. Change the door regularly. And it'll all come out good.